Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Connor Renaud of Hartland Football. How's it going, buddy?
Good. How are you, Casey?
Doing well. I know this past football season had its ups and downs, but it was still a pretty good year for you guys.
Oh yeah, it was a good year. I mean, first year under a new head coach is always going to be tough. You always expect it to go good. You always want it to go good, but the reality of having some overturn is that it may not always go good, and we ran into that, but we're moving past it. Looking forward to the next season.
Yeah. So I know that, with the with the season, wrapping up a few weeks ago and still trying to figure out what things are going to do and all that. So, but just kind of talk about what was that just process of like just, getting reflecting back and wrapping up this season and then preparing for the next one.
You know, Always looking back on a season is tough this early because it's still so fresh. The wounds are fresh, but there's really a lot to learn from it. Obviously, none of us really want to repeat it. So it's really just been looking back on it a bit, looking at what we did right, looking at what we can improve on. I know that talked to a couple coaches about that already, but it's kind of just at this point, get back in the weight room, start looking forward to next season and correcting what we did wrong.
Okay, so what were some of the things that you want to improve at? What are you looking to improve at by the time in the winter, in the spring, when we get to summer and 7-on-7s? What are you really looking to improve at? Hard to believe you're only. I know you just started your junior year, but your senior season of football is upon you.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. I mean, seniors always say it flies by, don't take it for granted, don't take it for granted, but this is the first time that it's really set in that it actually does fly by. I mean, I walked into the weight room the other day and I realized I am the leader of the football program now. I'm the oldest one, and it's something I'm gonna have to get used to, but it is what it is. Some things I'm really looking to improve on from the receiver position. I want to fill the shoes of Nevin Ander. He was a great leader for us last year. I really want to just take up that role. Um, Definitely some route running, and just learning how to read some zone, being able to find an open spot, sit down, and get my QB an easy throw into some open zone, get some yards after the catch on it. Um, there's really a lot of improvement that's gonna happen year one varsity to year two. So I mean, I'm gonna take it slow, but I'm gonna stay in the weight room and just keep grinding. I feel like I did last offseason pretty well to end up starting. So, just gonna keep at it.
Yeah. How have you really kind of developed as a receiver this past season?
You know, I I developed a lot. I put in a ton of work during the off season. I knew that if I had any chance to start, I would need to. I mean, I very early on I recognized that, oh crap, we got a lot of senior receivers graduating. So we're gonna have kind of a void there and somebody's gonna need to fill that void. Why can't it be me? Um I put in a lot of work in the off season and it really is what got me there. So, just gonna continue on that.
Yeah. So really just kind of go into like how you I know I asked you this before, but how do you mentally get ready for a game?
Mentally, I don't try and focus on it too much. I mean, I'm not exactly a super hype guy. I'm kind of quiet, but I try and get some of the nerves out. There's no real reason to be playing uptight, especially at the receiver position, where the ball might not be coming to you every play, but you got to be ready for anything. No reason to be playing super nervous. So, you know, I just try and stay loose. I'm not exactly a super hype guy. I'm kind of quiet in the locker room, but just staying loose and keeping those nerves down.
How much has kind of Nevin helped you out with just being a better receiver and all that?
Nevin helped me out a lot. I mean, throughout the winter and spring and a little bit of summer, he had baseball. But in the time that I was really with him over the summer and in the spring for 7-on-7s and stuff, I learned a lot from him because he was our only senior receiver. He was kind of the guy I just looked up to. So, it was really nice to learned some stuff just about getting open, and really he led by example. So that was really nice.
Yeah. To know, like, you're a senior, I know you're only 2 months into your junior year, and you need to enjoy your junior year. But what's it going to be like knowing, entering this football season, knowing you got one last shot at it?
You know, I'm gonna try and take it slow. I mean, it's a lot of weight, and I mean I've been playing since I was in third grade, so it's definitely gonna be a weird feeling come next off season when I'm like, oh well, I don't have another shot at it. So it's a lot of weight, but I'm just gonna try and take it slow. I'm gonna take every second, really enjoy it, but at the same time, you gotta keep your head down, keep grinding. I mean, the end goal is always to win games, so gotta keep that in mind, but need to take it slow and enjoy everything.
Yeah. Um, okay. All right. Now it's time to let's get to know you a little bit more. I know we got to know you last time you were on here, but let's get to know you a little bit more. Okay. I know you're an action sports guy. Skiing or snowboarding?
Easily snowboarding. I mean, I appreciate skiers. Like, I don't hate them. I know there's a rivalry there, but still, snowboarding has a place in my heart.
Yeah, I know you're a big time snowboarder. Where did that come from?
Um, it's really interesting because I never really had anybody around me who snowboarded. I didn't really have any inspiration. My parents just one winter decided that I was running around the house too much, had too much energy. So they booked me a snowboard lesson and I never looked back from there. So, you know,
How long have you been snowboarding?
9 years at this point. So
Uh-huh.
it's been a while. It's been a part of my life.
So like what's it like just going down, what just just going down the hill. Just what's that feeling like?
It's really similar to pregame and how I prepare for a game for me. It's just staying loose. You can't be too nervous. You gotta be creative in it. Just have fun out there. So, for I really kind of apply everything I take in that to pregame, just riding loose, not really being too uptight. And, I feel like that's one of the things that translates over to football.
Yeah. Um, what's your favorite team to root for?
U of M, easily.
Okay.
Big U of M football guy.
A lot of Heartland people like U of M. Obviously, your head coach is a former Michigan alum. So,
Yep.
um, let's see. Favorite, what's your go-to place for food?
Go-to place, Tony Sacco's little pizza place in Hartland.
Yeah, good stuff. I've been there. Good. That is good stuff. Um, let's see. What is an interesting fact about you? No, I've asked that a few times this year.
Interesting fact about me. I hold a 4.0 GPA. About to be above a 4.0 after the semester.
It's awesome.
I take a lot of pride in that. I've always been studious. I've always been kind of smart. So, I feel like I could have a future in football if I really wanted it, but I see football as something that I'm playing throughout the rest of high school, not really going on after that. So I know academics are kind of my future, and I take some pride in that.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Connor, thanks for the time, and we will talk to you soon. Okay.
Got it. Thank you, Casey.